the Starbucks Leadership Experience Conference now underway. 12,000 store managers have gathered in Chicago to meet with the coffee giant's executives. Yahoo Finance's Julia LaRoche is standing by with Kevin Johnson, Starbucks CEO. Hi, Julia.
Hey, Adam, that's right. We're here in Chicago, and I have Kevin Johnson with me, and this is the biggest leadership experience in history for you guys. 12,000 partners here. Now, Kevin, you said that you want to have an honest conversation. So it makes me wonder, why are we having this gathering, and what is on your mind, and what kind of message do you want to get across?
Well, as you highlighted, Julia, first of all, this is the largest leadership experience that we've ever hosted. It's 12,000 store managers from throughout the United States and Canada gathered here in Chicago for a two-day, what we call a shared experience. And that's an opportunity for us to connect with our partners, for us to inspire one another, and for us to get ready for this next phase of our journey together at Starbucks. Now, over the last 2 years or so, we've really transformed the company. We've streamlined it, we've simplified our business, we've amplified our focus on the most important things. And now it's a great opportunity for us to connect with store managers and make sure that we're doing all we can to serve them so that they can create that great environment in our stores where our partners who proudly wear the green apron create that Starbucks experience for hundreds of millions of customers each week.
Now, Kevin, you're just over 2 years into your role as CEO. The stock has hit an all-time high under your tenure. It's up about 50% year to date. The comps are looking really strong. So how do you think about building an enduring brand?
Well, in many ways, Starbucks is a 48-year-old company. And here we are about to celebrate our 50th anniversary. And in many ways, the work we are doing is really looking at the next 50 years of Starbucks. And the way I describe it is we have to have the wisdom to know what to honor and preserve from the past, primarily staying true to our mission and values and understanding what creates that special Starbucks experience, while at the same time having the courage to boldly reimagine the future. And it's that balance between staying true to our mission and culture, but be willing to change and be willing to adapt as the world changes. And that's the balance that we've struck. And so having 12,000 store managers here is an opportunity for us to connect with them and inspire them, because at the end of the day, it's store managers and our partners in the stores that make it all happen.
Well, I do want to dig in on some of the topics that we're discussing, but first I do have to ask you a business question. CFO Pat Grismer came out yesterday, weaker than expected guidance, so I just want you to unpack for our viewers what was behind that decision, what caused you all to make that change?
Well, it's pretty simple. Pat basically reinforced our long-term operating growth model. And he had the same comments he had in the fiscal Q3 earnings call, which is in fiscal 19, we had some discrete tax items that gave us a lower tax rate that will not repeat in fiscal 20. And so in many ways, the combination of the fact that our tax rate's going to be higher in fiscal 20, and we also accelerated, or we pulled about $2 billion of share buybacks into fiscal 19, taking advantage of a lower stock price for shareholders. So it's basically reaffirming our long-term operating growth model, but reminding investors that tax rates will be higher, and we pulled about $2 billion of share buybacks into fiscal 19.
And of course, the conversation here is really about your store managers, empowering them. A lot of topics are coming up. One that really stood out to me, mental health. Talk to us about that and what kind of role companies like Starbucks can play in breaking the stigma around mental health.
Well, first of all, one of the things that we focus on is making sure that we're always listening to our partners and being thoughtful and creative about the benefits that we provide them, whether it's health care for part-time workers, college achievement plan in partnership with ASU. We did the family leave benefits a couple years ago. And one of the things that we realized is that mental health and mental wellness is a societal issue. And sometimes it's just increasing stress that people are feeling in their lives, and other times it's other things related to mental health. And what we found is, as partners were giving us feedback on that, there's a stigma where if somebody is in trouble and needs assistance, they're afraid to reach out to our employee assistance program or to other services that can help them. So in many ways, we believe this is a societal problem, and we want to take a step within Starbucks for our partners to break the stigma of mental health and acknowledge that it exists, and then do some creative things to provide services to those in need. And in some ways, some of those services are simple things just to deal with stress, like meditation.
Right.
And that's where, in a partnership with Headspace and the Headspace app, we're going to provide that to our partners. But we're also enhancing our employee assistance program for other cases where partners just need some help.
I think you said something really important. It was about feedback from partners. And we often think about Starbucks and the consumer experience, not necessarily the partner experience, the employee experience. So what are you hearing from the partners on the ground in the stores? What are the pain points that they're feeling? What are they expressing to you all?
Well, we're always listening to our partners. One piece of feedback that we've gotten from it is they really appreciate how we have simplified the business, how we're streamlining the business in our stores, and how we're freeing up time that they used to have to spend on administrative tasks so that they can focus more on the customer. And so we're going to continue to do that. When we think about our benefits, partners give us feedback on the things that would be helpful to them in benefits. 3 years ago, our family leave benefits was one of the pieces of feedback they gave, and so we enhanced those benefits. And so, in this year, we're implementing some of the mental health services that we think will be very helpful to our partners.
Right, and it also seems like an opportunity to, again, take on a societal challenge. What kind of role should companies play, and where do you see opportunities to take on some of these other social challenges?
Well, first of all, Starbucks, we are a company that our purpose, our reason for being goes far beyond the pursuit of profit. And, we believe that we have a role to play and a responsibility to play in leveraging our scale for good. And so, for example, we focus on opportunity. How do we reach out for opportunity youth and hire more young people who maybe are not in school or not at work? Our work with veterans. We hired over 25,000 veterans and military spouses 3 years ahead of schedule. We're now on a run rate of hiring 5,000 veterans a year, and we're going to continue at that rate. So opportunity is a big pillar. Second big pillar is around community, things that we're doing in local communities or things that we're doing nationally, like Food Share and Feeding America, where we're now, if we have food that's about to go to waste, we donate it to feed the hungry. And then the third is really what we're doing around environmental sustainability. So Next Gen Cup Challenge, eliminating plastic straws, LEED certified stores. So we have a lot of things going on that add up to doing good in this world.
Kevin Johnson, CEO of Starbucks. I'm going to send it back to Julie and Adam in New York, and you can check out the rest of our conversation on Yahoo Finance.